A tornado is the most intense type of storm known to man, a column of whirling winds racing around a vortex at speeds that have been recorded of up to over 300 miles per hour. The January 29th to 30th, 2013 tornado outbreak was an early season tornadic event that affected portions of the Midwestern and Southeastern United States. During this outbreak of tornadoes, the highest recorded wind and most substantial damage took place in Adairsville, Georgia, which is where my parents own a business and my grandparents live. They were in Adairsville on the day that the tornado hit. With wind speeds reaching up to 170 miles per hour, this tornado was a Category EF4. This tornado was unlike anything the citizens of Adairsville have ever experienced in the typical mild climate of the town. The estimated damage cost reached a staggering $86 million, and my family fell victim to some of the damage.
We were here at home, and it was myself, my wife, and my mom, and we had been listening to the news, and they were giving out warnings in areas surrounding us, and then they gave out a warning for Adairsville, Georgia, and if you were listening, that you needed to take cover immediately. We live in a one-story home, no basement, no really good place to go other than the bathroom. We decided to get in the hallway, which was a central portion of the home. But my mom was suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's, and she did not understand what was going on, and we were having trouble getting her into the hallway. And just shortly after we got into the hallway, we heard the tornado come through. We knew it had come through. I looked out the back window and discovered that my fence around the pool was completely gone. My father-in-law lives next door. His outside building behind his house was completely leveled. It was gone. We had a trampoline in the yard. It was gone. Our patio furniture was gone. It was something we had never experienced before.
I looked out the window and I could see a tree that was almost completely bent over. And then I saw another tree, a pretty good sized tree, just go by. So we knew we were in the middle of the tornado. We heard the shutters rattling and a lot of noise on the outside, but almost as quickly as it had started, it was over. I looked out the front door and I could actually see the tornado, and it was right over where our building, our business would be. That's where my husband was. So I was a little bit concerned, worried, wasn't sure how I was going to get there. I tried a couple of different ways. Cell phones wouldn't work. The regular phones wouldn't work. So I had no way to get in touch with him. I couldn't get there by a car. I ended up just having to turn around and come back. Finally, we were able to get to each other by text. My husband said he was okay. And after the fact, you could actually look out the back door of our building and see the path of the tornado where it had touched down. So it's almost like it just went over the top of our building, touched down, and you could see a path that it cut directly behind our buildings.
So we went to the storm pit. It was my soon-to-be son-in-law, my grandson, 3.5 years old, and both my parents. And we were down there maybe 15 minutes, and you could hear it. We barely had time to shut our storm shelter door, and it was over. What it reminded me of was sheet metal. If you ever hear it bend, that's what it reminded me of, the sound. But, I mean, within minutes, it was over. As we opened the door, my son-in-law walked out, and I noticed part of my Christmas decorations laying outside the door. And he turned around and told us that our homes were gone. And so that was very hard to take. But I had my family. So that's what mattered to me. My home could be replaced and has been replaced, but I still have my family. So that was the most important thing for me.